Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe phase spheres, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today's topic is learning how to manifest in motion. And I'm going to share with you 4 ways for you to be able to shift into flow so that you can start to manifest your heart's desires and stop being stuck in all the details and thinking that you have to have all this planning and have to have all of these things that you got to put in place and pay attention to all these details so before you can create. And as goddesses and warriors, we have to step in to the flow of ever-changing energy in order to create in motion. I've been telling everyone and all my clients for now probably at least 3 to 4 weeks, I'm on a conveyor belt. Everything is moving. Nothing is slowing down. It's only picking up. And I'm trying to, guidance is still pouring in with what they want me to implement and how I'm to also create my own fun in life and create the balance and all of that. And to know what it is that I want to connect with my own soul's purpose, my own heart's desires, and also that being stepping into my mission, expanding into that into a greater degree. And, guidance continues to show me as I learn to teach by example and real life examples how to be able to do this is what I'm being shown is to be open, raw, real, and vulnerable. That is why I come to you today, no makeup, bedhead, having went for a run on my day off with Champ, having ran through the sprinklers and, all of this stuff flooding in from guidance to share with you as it always does. And typically I come back and, or whatever I'm doing, I make notes. And so everything I'm about to share with you came through while I was out on my run with Champ in a short amount of time. And so I had asked guidance, well, when am I supposed to add this to the list? And they said, when you get home. And I'm like, okay, well, today is technically my day off and I have plans and I've got all these different things coming. And they're saying, this is how you live in motion. You live as you go, you get real, raw, and vulnerable, which is forcing me to expand. As you that has followed me, I've been expanding in this greater degree of shifting into that higher self and also helping show you how to do the same and a real life example. And so I asked Spirit that, and they're like, you're going to go home and do it. And I go, really? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I don't even until in the last couple of weeks, 2 occasions have I went out and accidentally ended up somewhere with no makeup, one having had a facial, one having just had a massage. And all of this stuff happening to me, almost I had more attraction to energy, being that raw, open, vulnerable, real, that it helped me, realize that, I just have to go deeper myself and I have to get really raw, really vulnerable, and really open up. And this is my lesson, to come here and do this for you as a live example, to share with you how this came to me, so that you can go and do the same, so that you can stop saying, in some cases you may be blocked in moving into your mission because you're stuck on those details, which I'm going to also be sharing a series of that on my Facebook channel of live stream. So make sure to check out my live stream on my Facebook Twin Flame Expert business page. And but so, when I went on this run today, actually, I saw this sign that was spray painted with the word Lace on it. Now, I kind of took it, I think that it was somebody's name, Lace, maybe Lacey, Lace for short. But then for whatever reason, it caught my attention the first time I saw that. And then the second time I saw it, which was this morning, the guidance was like, here's the message. Here's the message. There's a message in this. Pay attention. And I'm like, okay, what is it? What is it? What does lace mean? And what lace was meaning to me, what they were showing me was that, when we step into our goddess, that means we're stepping into our divine feminine energy and we're becoming more girly and we're becoming more letting go of the restriction of hanging on to the masculine role. And then even with the divine masculine, I mean, divine masculine, you know, they're looked at as like if you show your feminine side, you are weak, and therefore they try to hide that side of them. So whether you are in as a divine masculine or divine feminine, this message is all the same for both of you, whether or not, you know, I might be talking about a goddess here, but I want you to know it's for both. And so in lace, what it was shown, and this is going to be your 4 ways in order for you to help you understand and learn how to shift into this flow so you can start manifesting your heart's desires and manifest on the move, so you stop restricting the energy that's preventing you from stepping into purpose, stepping into mission, stepping into all that you love. And that is number 1. That is what the L is love. But we have to have love in harmonic balance. We have to be able to give the give and the take. And we have to learn to practice stand in your truth. And so most people always are talking about self-love, and people are like, well, yeah, self-love makes sense, and you can do this and you can do that, and what, you know, but we don't really know how that's done, or we don't really know how to do it. And I think it's because self-love has never been fully clarified. And what I was shown that this love, this L in this lace of becoming the goddess and practicing this self-love, that self-love means to stand in your truth. And to do that, you have to learn to speak up, stand out, be able to step out and step into this purpose, and be able to stay empowered with everything inside of you without feeling judged and without caring what other people think. And the more you can be you and stop hiding you, and the more you step into you, the more you become your authentic self and show up and do a video with no makeup and bedhead that seriously did nothing but a scrunch this morning. And like I said, ran through a sprinkler. And the reason we have to learn to do this kind of love for self is because we have to become the love so that we can share the love, so that we can learn to love life, so that we can love everything we do, and therefore especially be with the one we love. Because think about it. If you're not this raw and vulnerable, how are you going to connect with your beloved anyway, right? You have to be raw, naked, vulnerable, and go through life that way. And the more authentic you can become, the better the message. Like, I'm sure this might even just be one of my best messages that was the least planned, period, right? And if it is, and you've been watching me, I want to hear that. Please mention that in a comment. Send me a message, please, because I need that feedback right now. I need to know I'm on the right track, on the right pace, because the pace is picking up, and I got to know that I'm moving with it in the right direction. So thank you. Thank you all that's been following me. If you've not tracked my story and how I've gotten this raw, naked, real, and vulnerable, please go back to the beginning and start watching my flow of what I've been through, even just in this last 8 months or so, to get here. And if you really want to know the fullest picture, my book, Twin Flame Codebreaker, has all my raw, real story in it. That's how I even got to that step. So now, that for the lace. Number 2 is abundance. That is living in a place of abundance. And to do that, we have to be open to receive. And to be open to receive, we can't be unless we're who we are. We can't be unless we're raw, naked, real, vulnerable, and be able to live through life through our heart, so that we can then manifest our heart's desires and be open to receive love. Because so many people just give. They don't know how to receive this because they don't know how to practice the self-love and the lace and the L. Therefore, when we shift into the heart's desires and we open up to this abundance, we then start to manifest and attract everything that that our heart desires. And then messages show up on the run while we're in motion. Come back. It might just be the best presentation of my YouTube channel to this point. So C, creating confidence. That is the C. Number 3 in lace. How we wear the lace and the mantle of becoming the goddess and the warriors in motion and flow and staying in ever harmonic balance. To do that in the harmonic balance through the practicing of this, we start to have courage that keeps us going so that we can begin to start to trust and know that things are timing and the divine timing. And we shift from the head logic into the knowing, and it gives us in that inner empowerment we're standing up for, because in flow, no matter what direction we take, we just stay with what gives us our empowerment. And there's a difference in empowerment than ego. When you start to do this, some people can really look at you if they really need to work on ego and think that empowerment means ego and you're coming across egotistical. If that's the case and you're experiencing that, take a deeper look within yourself about maybe some of the things you need to release that is your stereotype of other people, which is technically a self-reflection of self-judgment and coming into self-acceptance so that you can do the same and step into your own truth and stop worrying about what other people think. And so you can speak up, stand out, step into purpose, and stay empowered, creating confidence. Number C. Number 3, C for the creating confidence. Okay, number 4 is expand. You can't grow if you're not moving, and energy is ever changing. And we have to learn to move and grow with that energy. That creates expansion. Now, what I've been shown recently is coming a full circle of like all the things I've been doing. And in that expansion, I was shown what is called the Ascension ladder. So in that ladder, there's each a prong, okay? And when I talk about in Twin Flame Code Breaker, when we go through Ascension, it's like the Christmas tree star, becoming the Christmas tree star, where we're putting the lights around the tree at the bottom, and the radius is further out. And the higher up the tree we go, the less time it takes to go around the tree. And each time we go up the tree, it's from a higher state of perspective, until we get to the top of the tree and we become the star at the top of the tree that lets our light shine for other people to follow. In that process, we have cycles and seasons of things. And that means each cycle and each season goes through a prong on the ladder that then we go up to the next prong and do the exact same thing from that prong that's creating the ladder of ascension. Now, in that, what we're doing is we're creating the seasons of self. The seasons of self are becoming that in which we go through the death of ourself in the winter. We come in and we do some rebirthing in the spring. We start to go through growth of that and integrate all of that through the summer. And then we reflect on it in the fall before we go through a new cycle. That means every time we go around the tree, that's kind of what we're doing. And then as we go up the prong, or I'm sorry, up the layer, we go through that cycles of self, meaning we repeat those cycles so that every time we go through it, it's because we're seeing it from that higher perspective, and we're letting go of one aspect of like our old way to do things, our old perspective. At the same time, we're recreating a new perspective and implementing a new way to do things. And so as we do that, that's also then creating what I call the cycles of self. Going around the tree are the cycles of self. And throughout that process, we have the people that show up on our journey that become our mentors, become our people that teach us if we let them, or they can become what we can think of as our worst nightmare, but really they're still our teacher. And until we accept that and accept that even if it feels bad, that is a form of love. They've showed up for us to teach ourselves. That is the reflection in the mirror. So as we look at the reflection in the mirror, we start to, and these incidences and these experiences and people that show up, it creates cycles of self-love. So we go through a cycle of love every time somebody comes through this process of teaching us these lessons. And as we do that, we evolve through cycles of life. And typically it's about every 10 years. And as I know personally, where I'm at, typically I see this a lot with people that are in the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 on. So it's almost like the age number, but at the same token, then we have our birth number as far as when we do our awakening. And with that being said, we have the cycles within like the universe. So like we're on a 2 year. So 2017 was a 1 year starting over a new like astrological cycle. So we go through this all the way through that too. So we have all these astrological cycles. We have all these cycles of our life. And within that creates the cycle of our evolutionary journey that we go on, that we're coming a full cycle with this ascension process. We're coming a full cycle of the evolutionary journey. So to do all of this, that's what guidance told me this morning in my run that lace was, and that we are to wear this mantle of lace to be able to shift into like our goddess and our warrior aspects, this free flowing, raw, real, naked, so that we can manifest on the move, so we can put this stuff into motion, so that we can get out there, get in purpose, love life, and do what we love. And so, you know, what I got to also say to you is I also asked guidance. I said, oh, wow, those are some really awesome topics. Does that mean that, you know, basically that sounds like each one of those could potentially be like more of its own individual topic? And they're like, yep, that's why you just manifested not only like an overview of what this aspect was, but you just manifested 4 different video topics through the lace aspect of the love, abundance, creating confidence, and expanding. That is part what I'm now to go create. And by the time I knew that, that's when I asked guidance the question, well, when am I going to get this done? I've already downloaded enough stuff that I could have already at this day. I mean, it's already going to take me till the time that my entire lifetime and then some, I feel like, to manifest or bring into form, I should say, everything that I've been shown to create. And they're like, that's because you're going to pick up speed. You're going to let go of the details. You're going to put it in motion. You're going to, this is when you are in mission, you are not 9 to 5. You are on the move, and you are to take that with you as you go, everywhere you go. And I've been saying this, and this is also linking to the coming out challenge, that I've had some own personal things, which is, again, I told you in the last couple of few videos about myself coming out was about me expanding, okay? So what I'm talking about in this video is a version of my own expansion into this, what I'm saying here. And you're seeing, again, real life example. So if you have not watched that coming out series, that it's turned out to be about a 4-part series, I've made it into a playlist. If you've not watched the coming out series, please plug into that. I will make sure you have a link below. And in addition to that, if you have not got registered for the Majestic Swan Goddess ring, there's going to be a link below. Please do that. Please check out that information on that, because that's standing in the empowerment of claiming your truth and saying, I am the goddess and this is how I choose to live. And I'm taking this oath, the I'm coming out oath. And as I've said in a prior video, I did not know this, but warriors, be prepared. There will be some kind of an oath coming for you, some kind of a symbolic something that I will also have in representation for the warriors. So with that being said, I'm going to continue on my move for today, get my breakfast, and get out there and have some fun. I have a great day lined up, and I cannot wait to go experience fun, play like I've been talking, and in the process, make this movie on the move. Much love to you. Many blessings. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.